Hey there, YouTube. Tonight, I am going to be doing probably a brief review of the Peterson 1865 Special Reserve. Um, this comes in, I think it's like a 200 gram tin, 3.5 ounce. It's a big tin. It is an English blend. I don't believe that it has any casing on it. I mean, not your at least extreme amount of casing or topping per se. I'm going to be using matches tonight, and I'm going to be smoking it out of the Peterson 2016 St. Patty's Day pipe. This is the pot shape, 606 model. The briar is awesome. On these St. Patty's Day editions, some of them you can see actual pitting and where they kind of did filler on it, but it's not too bad, to be honest with you. Not a super light pipe, but also not a heavy pipe. All right, let's do the pre-light here, or charring light. And while I let that rest for a minute, let me talk about the tobacco a bit. So, to be honest with you, the blend here, I'm not quite sure what's in it. I know there's definite Latakia, there's some Virginias. I don't believe there's any Perique, but there's probably some Orientals in it as well. Let me tell you, for this pipe tobacco, if you're going to smoke it, you want to let it age. You want to pull it out of the tin, you want to put it into a jar, and you want to let it sit. The reason why I say that is when I first got this, I started smoking it, and actually, to be honest with you, I didn't not like it, but I also didn't like it. It took some growing on, to be honest with you, and the reason for that is the moisture content. Even when you let it dry out, I tried from 30 minutes to overnight. It just didn't work right? It didn't blend right. I mean, what I've noticed is over time that this blend, per se, if you put it into a jar and you let it sit for a while, it does really well. So, the current moisture content is perfect for me. It's not too dry and it's certainly not moist, but it is at that point where you want to go ahead and smoke it. There's a lot of smoke output. This pipe, it smokes like a chimney, to be honest with you. It's a great pipe. Overall, I think that this blend works really well with this pipe. I mean, I've pretty much smoked only Englishes, no Virginias, no vapors, certainly no aromatics. Right now, from an aromatic standpoint, I'm not a big fan, but I have been smoking the W.O. Larson 2017 Special Edition, and maybe I'll do a review of that later. But for this tobacco, it's great. To be honest with you, it's, I would say, medium to full in an English blend. Right out of 10, there's more sweetness to it than there is campfire, but there's certainly like a smokiness from the Latakia. And my lighting's not too good here, but from a color standpoint, you're going to see a lot of black. I mean, honestly, in my view, you probably don't see it well, but there is a ton of dark tobacco in here. Smokiness, I don't really get an aromatic flavor. You get a sweetness. You get kind of that woodsy note. So if you're stepping out in the woods and it's rained, you get that foliage that's fallen on the ground, and it's probably just been not molding, but just overproduced water. Kind of gives you that mulchy type smell, but the nice stuff, not the grass mulch type smell. It's really good out of the tin. Now, this is one that it stays lit, but you may have to do relights if you're like me and you talk a lot. Okay, so initial thoughts. Um, right out of the pipe, it's cool smoke. Now the briar does heat up after a while. I mean, that's okay. It's not, too big of a deal to me. There's a little bit of a bite or a little bit of spiciness in the back, and definitely on the retrohale. I tend not to retrohale this one. I think that most of the flavor you get is really on the palate. The humidity is a little bad out here, so I'm going to have to probably be relighting a bit. Anyway, overall, probably my favorite Peterson tobacco. It's very smooth through the retrohale. There's a creaminess here to the Latakia that you get. And again, I'm getting that spice on the back of the tongue. Deep earth, wood notes. Actually, prior, like I said just a few minutes ago, I don't really retrohale, but tonight seems to be very smooth for some reason. I think it might be the age on this one. So I bought this tin in 2015, actually 2014, late 2014 or 2015. Actually, that may not be true. I probably bought it in 2016, but early 2016, before I bought the pipe. Whenever it was released, let's just put it that way, that's when I bought it. Either way, great tobacco. So I'm going to sit here and enjoy this. I think you guys should definitely buy a couple tins of this, maybe age it. I think you'll see that it's a really good Latakia based blend. It's medium in strength. It's, as the year or months have gone by sitting in the tin like this, drying out, or in the mason jar like this, it has actually become mild. The flavor's still there, but all the tobaccos have melded together to give you that sweet, woody, foresty type note that you would smell, not taste, of course. But when you're tasting it, it gives you that nuance, or that memory of being in the woods, and actually sitting down probably by a creek, and you smell all the water that's come and flown over, all the leaves that have fallen during fall. I think this is a great fall blend. As fall's coming along, I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm probably going to buy another couple tins. And I think it's a great winter blend as well. Summer blend, maybe not unless you have a cool summer evening. But to be honest with you, great Latakia blend. I think you'll definitely like it. And hopefully you guys have a wonderful long weekend. All right, we'll talk to you soon. See ya. Keep smoking.